Pisces, listen to me. Tomorrow is not just another day in August. The universe is literally forcing their hand. You saw the title, you felt that little spike in your chest, and I'm here to tell you that yes, a call or a message is coming, and it's going to completely shatter the silence they've been hiding behind. But here is the twist they aren't expecting. This isn't just a casual check-in. Spirit is showing me they are going to confess something they've been swallowing their pride over for weeks. It's going to change the entire trajectory of this connection. Before we dive into exactly what they are going to say, tell me in the comments where you are watching from today, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to lock in this energy. Let's get into it. Pisces, I need you to really hear me right now, because the energy for this August is unlike anything we've seen in months. Spirit is literally screaming at me that a massive energetic shift has just broken the dam. For so long, you were the one holding the weight of this connection, carrying the emotional load, and trying to bridge the gap when they kept stepping back. But something changed recently. You finally pulled back. You detached. You stopped chasing, and honestly, that was the exact moment the universe stepped in to flip the script. You see, when you finally said enough is enough and redirected that beautiful, oceanic energy back into yourself, it sent a shockwave through their reality. They felt it. Even if they didn't say it, even if they were acting distant, their soul felt the tether snap. And that snap? That was the catalyst for everything that is about to happen tomorrow. Listen, I know how heavy it's been for you. I'm not gonna lie, looking at your energy, it feels like you were completely misunderstood in this dynamic. You gave them this deep, intuitive, almost psychic level of love. You saw their potential, you saw the wounded inner child they try to hide from the world, and you just wanted to nurture it. But instead of appreciating your loyalty, they took your patience for weakness. They assumed you would always be there, waiting in the wings, ready to absorb their moods and their inconsistencies. You were pouring from an empty cup, trying to translate your heart into a language they were too emotionally immature to understand. It hurts, it really does, when you offer someone your absolute truth and they respond with silence or half-efforts. You felt undervalued, like your deep feelings were just too much for them to handle. But here is where the energy turns, Pisces. Here is the validation you need to hear today. Your withdrawal wasn't just a reaction, it was a divine intervention. When you stopped over-explaining, when you stopped trying to convince them of your worth, you inadvertently triggered a massive awakening in them. They didn't fully understand the magnitude of what they had until the warmth of your presence was suddenly replaced by the chilling reality of your absence. The silence you created became a mirror, and for the first time, they were forced to look at their own reflection. They had to sit in the quiet, and honestly, the quiet is deafening for them right now. They are realizing that the peace they took for granted was actually you, regulating their nervous system. Without you, their world feels chaotic, ungrounded, and deeply uncomfortable. And this brings me to your glow-up, because Spirit is showing me something so beautiful right now. You are not sitting around pining for them. Yes, you have moments of sadness, but your core energy is shifting into something incredibly magnetic. You are embodying the energy of the star right now. You are healing, you are radiant, and there is a mysterious, quiet confidence about you that is absolutely intoxicating. You've become more private, more grounded, and you're no longer broadcasting your every move or emotion. You are keeping your energy sacred. And because you are no longer giving your power away, you are pulling theirs right back to you. People around you can feel this shift. They notice that you look lighter, that your skin is glowing, that you just have this serene, I know my worth aura. But here is the emotional twist that they are struggling with. Your peace is actually intimidating them. They are used to the version of you that was anxious, the version of you that needed reassurance. Now, they are looking at this elevated, spiritually aligned version of you, and they are realizing they no longer have the same access to your soft, unguarded heart. It scares them. It makes them feel a deep, gnawing sense of regret because they know they are the reason you had to build these new boundaries. They are watching you, Pisces. They are observing from the sidelines, checking your socials, asking mutual friends, just trying to figure out how you moved on so gracefully. They're fascinated, but they're also deeply aware that they messed up. The ego is cracking, and the realization is setting in that if they don't step up, they are going to lose the rarest soul they've ever encountered. This is where the 888 angel number is heavily activated in your field right now. 888 is about infinite abundance, but more importantly, it's about the completion of a karmic cycle. The universe is closing the door on the old, painful dynamic where you were the pursuer and they were the distancer. That cycle is dead. It has to die so that something real can be born. Spirit is showing me that this incoming message tomorrow isn't just a random text. It is the universe delivering the final key to unlock this new phase. They are being pushed by divine timing to reach out because the karmic debt of leaving you in the dark is finally weighing too heavily on their spirit. They can't sleep, they can't focus, because the universe is not letting them rest until they make it right. You are being validated on a cosmic level, Pisces. Your intuition was right all along. You knew there was more to this connection, and now the cosmos is proving you right. Let's go deeper into what Spirit is actually showing me about their current state of mind, because the tarot is not holding back right now. When I tune into this connection, the first card that violently jumps out is the Moon. For you, Pisces, this is your ruling card, and it's speaking directly to your intuition. You already knew something was hidden, you already felt the illusions in this dynamic, and the Moon is confirming that the fog is finally lifting. The secrets, the half-truths, the things they left unsaid, all of it is being dragged into the light. They can no longer hide behind vague excuses or emotional ambiguity. The universe is demanding radical honesty, and that is exactly what is forcing this incoming communication tomorrow. But right before that honesty comes out, they are sitting in the heavy, suffocating energy of the Five of Cups. I need you to visualize this card with me. It's a figure standing in the dark, staring at 3 spilled cups, completely blind to the 2 full cups standing right behind them. For weeks, maybe even months, this person was so hyper-focused on their own fears, their own perceived flaws, or some superficial lack in the connection, that they completely missed the abundance of love you were offering. They walked away from the 2 full cups, your loyalty, your emotional safety, your unwavering support, because they were too busy mourning something that didn't even matter. But now they have turned around. They see the 2 full cups. They see you. And the regret is absolutely crushing them. They are realizing that the grass was never greener on the other side. It was only ever green where you watered it. And this brings me to the Watcher dynamic, because I cannot stress this enough. They are observing you, Pisces, closely, intently. Maybe they are checking your social media, maybe they are looking at your last seen status, or maybe they are just sitting in their room at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying your last conversation in their head. They are trying to figure out how you became so unbothered. They expected you to crumble, to reach out, to beg for clarity. But instead, you went quiet. You went inward. And that silence is the loudest thing they have ever heard. Every time they think about typing a message, their ego battles with their heart. They type it out, they stare at it, and then they delete it because they know a casual hey is no longer going to cut it. They know they have to bring something real to the table, and that vulnerability terrifies them. But the magnetic pull is too strong. They are literally fighting their own spirit to stay away, and they are losing that fight. Now, I have to be completely honest with you, because Spirit is showing me a layer of external complication here. There is some interference. It might be their own stubborn pride, or perhaps there's been some external noise, a distracting third party, gossip from friends, or overwhelming family or work stress that they used as a convenient smokescreen to justify their distance. They told themselves, and maybe even tried to tell you, that the timing was wrong, or that they had too much on their plate to give you what you deserved. But listen to me. That was a lie their ego told them to protect themselves from the intensity of your love. Deep down, they knew it was a cowardly excuse. And right now, that external interference is crumbling. The distractions are fading, the friends giving them bad advice are being exposed for what they are, and the superficial connections they tried to use as a band-aid are feeling incredibly hollow. The smokescreen is clearing, and all that is left is the raw, undeniable truth of what they lost. This is where their realization hits like a freight train. They are actively comparing everything and everyone to you right now, and nothing measures up. They're going on dates, or talking to other people, or just trying to exist in the world, and every single interaction feels shallow compared to the depth you shared. They miss the way you could read their mind without them saying a word. They miss the way you made them feel safe enough to drop their armor. They are realizing that you weren't just a romantic interest. You were a mirror for their highest self, and by pushing you away, they disconnected from their own soul's growth. They know, with absolute certainty, that they mishandled this connection. They fumbled something rare, something divine, and the weight of that knowledge is what is finally breaking through their pride. The Knight of Cups is stepping into the energy now, Pisces. This is the energy of the romantic, the messenger, the one who is finally ready to offer their heart on a platter. But this isn't the immature knight who makes empty promises. This is a knight who has been through the fire of their own regret. They are preparing to approach you, not with games, but with a genuine desire to make amends. They are gathering their courage, rehearsing what they want to say, trying to find the perfect words to express the depth of their apology and their longing. They want to bridge the gap, but they are terrified of your reaction. They know they have to earn back your trust, and they are mentally preparing for the fact that you might not just roll out the red carpet for them. And honestly, that fear is exactly what will make their message authentic. They aren't coming back because it's easy. They are coming back because they have realized that a life without your energy is a life half-lived. The emotional turn here is profound. You are no longer the one waiting by the phone. You are the one holding the power, the one who gets to decide if this new energy is even welcome in your space. And they feel that power shift. They feel your sovereignty. It's humbling them, and it's exactly what they need to finally step up and take accountability. The universe is not asking you to lower your standards. It's asking you to hold your boundaries so firmly that they have no choice but to rise to meet you. Let's pull back the veil a little further, Pisces, because the tarot is giving me such a specific, undeniable sequence right now. The card that keeps flashing in my mind's eye is Judgment. And honestly, this isn't just a random card, it is the literal archetype of the wake-up call. Judgment is the trumpet sounding in the distance, the moment of reckoning where the past is reviewed, and a definitive choice must be made. This is the cosmic energy behind the call or message you are going to receive tomorrow. It's not a casual breezy, "Hey, what's up?" Spirit is showing me this communication carries the weight of a confession. They are finally ready to face the music, to look at the wreckage of what they did, and to take full accountability. The universe is literally forcing them to answer the call of their own higher self, and that higher self is pointing directly at you. Following closely behind Judgment is the Two of Cups, but it's been in the reversed position for a long time, and I am seeing it flip upright right now. For months, there was a blockage in the flow of mutual recognition. You were giving, and they were receiving, but they weren't giving back in a way that made you feel secure. The cup was tipped over. But this reversal? This is the healing of the rift. It's the moment they finally step up to meet you at eye level. They are realizing that a true partnership isn't about one person carrying the emotional water while the other just drinks. They are preparing to offer you a balanced exchange, but they know, deep down, that they have to earn the right to sit at that table with you again. Now, I need to address the external complication that has been muddying these waters, because Spirit is highlighting this very clearly. There has been interference. Maybe it was a third party who was feeding them insecurity, or maybe it was the overwhelming chaos of their own life, family drama, work stress, or financial pressure that they used as a convenient shield. They hid behind the excuse of bad timing or "I just can't deal with this right now." They tried to convince themselves, and maybe even you, that the distance was circumstantial. But listen to me, that was a smokescreen. It was a defense mechanism to avoid the terrifying vulnerability of how deeply they actually felt for you. But here is the emotional turn, Pisces. That smokescreen is completely dissolving. The distractions they clung to are revealing themselves to be utterly hollow. If there was another person, that connection has likely fizzled out or exposed its own flaws, leaving them with a stark, undeniable comparison. If it was just the chaos of their life, they've realized that running from their problems didn't make the problems go away. It only made them lose their safe harbor. The external noise is fading, and in that sudden, quiet clarity, the only thing that remains loud and vivid is the memory of your love. They're realizing that the bad timing was just their own fear wearing a disguise. And this brings us back to the watcher dynamic, because I cannot stress this enough. They are observing you, and it is consuming their thoughts. They are looking at your social media, not to stalk you, but to search for clues. They are looking for a hint of sadness, a vague quote that might be about them, anything to suggest you are still waiting. But what they find instead is your radiant, unbothered energy. And that is what truly breaks them. They are realizing that your silence isn't a manipulation tactic or a game of hard to get. Your silence is self-respect. It is the boundary of a soul that knows its own value. That realization is incredibly humbling for them. It strips away their ego and leaves them standing in the raw truth of their own foolishness. They are sitting in a fierce internal battle right now. Their pride is telling them to let you go, to protect their ego, to tell themselves they are better off alone. But their heart? Their heart is screaming that they are making the biggest mistake of their life. Every time they try to distract themselves, your energy pulls them right back. They are typing out messages and deleting them. They are drafting apologies in their head, rehearsing how to explain their absence without sounding like a coward. They know that a simple "I miss you" is an insult to the depth of what you shared. They know they have to bring something real to the table. This is where their profound realization crystallizes. They are actively comparing every single interaction they have to the connection they had with you, and everything else feels like a pale imitation. They miss the way you could read their energy without them speaking a word. They miss the way you held space for their shadows without judging them. They are realizing that you weren't just a passing romance. You were a catalyst for their soul's evolution. By pushing you away, they didn't just lose a partner, they disconnected from their own highest potential. They know with absolute, gut-wrenching certainty that they mishandled a divine gift. So, what does this mean for tomorrow? The energy is pointing directly to an offering. The Knight of Cups is maturing into the King of Cups right before our eyes. This means the message or call you receive is going to be emotionally grounded. It won't be impulsive or chaotic. They are going to lead with vulnerability. They are going to confess that they were scared, that they let their ego drive the car, and that they are deeply sorry for the pain they caused you. They are going to ask for an opportunity to show you, through consistent action, that they have done the inner work. But here is the most important emotional turn for you, Pisces. You are no longer the one waiting by the phone, hoping for a crumb of their attention. You are the one holding the keys to the kingdom. This incoming message is not a rescue mission for your loneliness. It is a test of their growth. The universe is putting the ball entirely in your court. You get to decide if their apology is genuine enough, if their energy is clean enough, and if they have truly done the work required to be in your sacred space. You are not desperate. You are discerning. And they feel that shift in power, which is exactly why they are approaching you with such reverence and caution. Pisces, let's talk about exactly what this incoming movement is going to look like, because Spirit is giving me such vivid, undeniable details about tomorrow. When that phone lights up, or when you hear their voice, I need you to recognize the energy immediately. This is not a casual, low-effort, "Hey, what's up?" text designed to see if you're still on the hook. I'm not gonna lie, the vibration of this communication is heavy, sincere, and deeply vulnerable. They are finally dropping the armor. They are going to lead with an apology that actually has substance behind it. They are going to admit that they were scared, that they let their ego drive the car, and that the silence they subjected you to was a reflection of their own internal chaos, not a reflection of your worth. Listen to me closely. They are going to confess that they have been watching you, thinking about you, and realizing the magnitude of what they walked away from. This is the bridge-building energy of the Six of Swords transitioning into the pure, overflowing potential of the Ace of Cups. For months, you were stuck in those turbulent, choppy waters, trying to keep the boat afloat while they refused to pick up an oar. But tomorrow? Tomorrow is the movement toward calmer shores. The Ace of Cups is an offering. It is a renewed, purified emotional beginning. But here is the crucial part, Pisces. An offering is only as good as the hands that receive it and, more importantly, the boundaries of the person accepting it. This is where your newfound magnetic, grounded energy gets to shine. When they reach out, your instinct might be to immediately soothe their guilt, to rush in and say, "It's okay, I understand." But I am here to tell you, do not do that. Let them sit in the weight of their own words. Let them feel the effort it takes to rebuild what they broke. You are not a rehabilitation center for their emotional immaturity. You are a sovereign, radiant being who knows their value. Your response should be calm, measured, and rooted in self-respect. You don't have to shut them out completely, but you also don't have to roll out the red carpet. A simple, grounded acknowledgement that you hear them and that you need to see consistent actions, not just words, is all the power you need to hold right now. And, honestly, watching them navigate this new dynamic with you is going to be the ultimate validation. They're going to realize very quickly that the old tricks don't work anymore. The vague promises, the hot and cold behavior, the emotional breadcrumbs, none of it will land because your frequency has elevated. You have outgrown the version of them that could treat you as an option. They're going to have to step up, show up, and prove through tangible, consistent effort that they are ready to be the partner you always knew they could be. And if they can't? Then the universe has beautifully cleared the path for someone who can. But Spirit is showing me that this person is genuinely willing to do the work this time, because the pain of losing you has finally outweighed their fear of commitment. This August is your harvest month, Pisces. Think about the seeds you've planted over the last few weeks. Every time you chose yourself over chasing them, every time you cried but still got out of bed and honored your own spirit, every time you set a boundary instead of bending your reality to fit theirs, you were planting seeds of self-love. Now, the universe is bringing that harvest to your doorstep. The karmic cycle is officially shifting in your favor. You are being rewarded not just with their return or their apology, but with something far more valuable, your own unshakable self-trust. You knew this connection had a divine purpose, and you were right. The universe didn't bring you this far, through this much emotional fire, just to leave you in the dark. I want you to take a moment right now and just feel that truth settling into your bones. You are so deeply loved, even when it doesn't look like the way you expected. You are protected, you are guided, and you are exactly where you need to be. The silence that once hurt you has become your greatest teacher, and the message that is coming tomorrow is simply the universe's way of confirming that your intuition was flawless all along. So, as you go about your day tomorrow, keep your heart open but your boundaries firm. Protect your peace at all costs. Do not let their sudden rush of clarity disrupt the serene, beautiful sanctuary you have built within yourself. Trust what you already feel intuitively, because your inner compass is pointing true north. You have survived the storm, Pisces, and now you get to decide what the sunshine looks like on the other side. If this reading resonated with your spirit today, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and type "I claim my peace" in the comments to seal this energy. I am sending you so much love, light, and clarity. Until next time, trust your magic and remember, you are always exactly where you are meant to be.